So you guys probably saw that the governor issued a state of the state yesterday, and by all accounts it was a rousing beginning of his campaign for president. Everything in the Golden State is rosy, looking good. Don't worry about the LAO's projected $18 billion deficit rising to $35 billion in the next year, because the governor says it's going to get better. His numbers are very different than what we're hearing coming out of other respected sources. He issued his budget today, but I haven't looked at it yet. You're going to see an analysis from Cal Cities, so take a look at that. What I will say is that he is pegging a 9% decrease in homelessness across the state of California. A lot of analysts are saying that's not necessarily accurate, that those numbers are kind of random. And if you look in your communities, you can probably tell what's going on, whether or not you're seeing that. It's interesting because this time he pointed the finger at the counties, sorry. And he said that he has done his job as the governor. When he was the mayor, he never thought to go to the state of California and ask for help or money on homelessness. And it's time for, and he said, with much love and respect for my friends at the counties, for them to stop making excuses and solve this problem. So now you've got the memo and you know what's coming down the pipeline, because I think this is what we're going to see going forward. We are going to be sponsoring a bill in order to help small cities access HAP funding. And when I say small cities, I mean all of you, including Salinas, because Salinas is a small city by the state's calculations. They really give money directly to the top, I don't know if it's 12 or 13, yeah. And so we're going to carry the flag on this one and try to get small cities access to that funding. I'm not going to promise that we're going to be successful, but we're going to fight the good fight, and we're going to share what we're doing in our local communities with that money when we do have money. I think it is going to be more important than ever, because the federal government's not coming in to save us on this, and the governor has said he's already helped do as much as he can. So we need to paint the picture. We're going to do, every district is going to get a fact sheet talking about the good things that you're doing and what you could be doing if you got some of this money. So right now, we are working on Salinas, King City, and Watsonville as one of those fact sheets. So you're going to hear from me to help highlight that. And if other cities have stories that they want to share, please let me know.
We have some pretty interesting programs that.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm just going like one at a time. But
On the legislative meetings.
Okay, so yes. So I am driving back to Sacramento at the moment. I was just there. We met with a lot of the state leaders that are focused on budget, and mainly around budget, because so the biggest answer we got, the most common answer we got from all of these state legislators is that there's no money in the budget, right? There's no money in the budget. Right now, there's about 3,000 people, California, that are at risk of returning to homelessness. What we were asking for our lawmakers is that we want a commitment from them to be able to do everything within their means to fund programs so that people won't return to homelessness at the very least. So the other thing that we brought up to advocate for is that in the AB1165, the language that they use is that they want every area to be what's called a pro-housing designation. Otherwise, they won't qualify perhaps. And we're not anywhere near being a pro-housing designated area, mainly because Hollister and Monterey County, we're a smaller area, so it's a lot more difficult for us to become a pro-housing designation. What we were trying to emphasize is that they agree that homeless and housing is a top concern, not only for the voters, but for them as well. And so why aren't we funding it like it is? And that's what we were advocating for. Why aren't we funding it like it's a priority? AB1165 would be like an answer to that. AB1165 is the 2-year bill that we introduced last year, the Assemblymember Gipson. And then it's $1.5 million funding, and then we want another $500 million to be able to be a safety net case that no vote goes through the way it's supposed to go through to prevent all these people from returning to homelessness.